In this episode of On Two Wheels,
Ari and I stare at the sun.
Zach washes a bike.
And we ride across America on two American icons.
Hey, and welcome to On Two Wheels. This time around, Zach and I are in the middle of nowhere, Wyoming.
That has a name. Say the name.
Yeah, Lost Hills. Population 4.
Lost Springs.
The point is,
Sorry.
not a whole lot of people around,
Yes.
but there's an eclipse happening, and there's about to be a lot more people. I mean, tens of thousands of people are coming in from around the country to central Wyoming to watch the solar eclipse because this is the best spot to do it from.
It's also possible that people are very excited about On Two Wheels having an Indian Chieftain Dark Horse and Harley-Davidson's 2018 Street Glide Special. We're riding all the way back to Los Angeles, and if we're gonna ride across the heartland, the prairie of America, we figured there are no two better bikes than those two hot slices of American iron.
Yeah, so riding home to Los Angeles. Is there a train?
There's a train across the heartland.
Wouldn't
Look
you
how
know it?
American this is. Quick, finish the outro.
You say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Quick, finish, we gotta go.
Yeah, we're riding back to Los Angeles, but we got the eclipse to see. It happens in 2 hours, so we gotta get ourselves in position.
Woo!
It really didn't take long for Wyoming to start looking like the Los Angeles we left behind.
Stargazers had gathered from across the country and around the world. And like a couple of suckers, we gathered in right behind them.
Downtown Casper's popping off.
Yeah, it's just a complete mess compared to old Lost Springs. You could say that.
The population is supposed to double because of the eclipse. Like that many people are flowing in here.
It definitely seems like more than the infrastructure can hold, that's for sure. There are a lot of people around.
Yep. Well, I'm not a fan of crowds.
You are not.
I'm not a fan of crowds. And I don't really feel like being in the city is, such a great place to watch an eclipse from. The good news about Wyoming is it's never hard to find open country. So I think if we just point towards the horizon, we can get there pretty quick.
Let's do it.
Boogieing out of Casper meant some creative line choices and maybe bending local traffic laws in the process. But once we motored out of the mess of downtown, we headed for the nearby hills, where a few bike-friendly locals had told us we'd find the best view in town. Okay, so we just found ourselves a parking spot on the side of the road with all these other people, kind of like being at the beach. Light's starting to get a little weird, it's getting a little dark.
Very weird.
Got our sweet solar shades so we can stare directly at the sun. Of course,
Can't actually see anything,
And in a few minutes here, we're going to be cloaked in total darkness.
we think. We don't really know what it's gonna be like, but it's like the whole point. It's kind of cool.
Everyone in the continental US would get a view of the moon covering part of the sun. But only those places on the path of totality would experience a full solar eclipse.
Another interesting thing about the sun getting blotted out is it's getting a lot cooler. We've been here for like 20 minutes and the temperature has dropped about 10 degrees. The Indians got a readout and it just keeps going down.
Almost a total eclipse now. So we got some welder's glass at a hardware store a couple days ago. We're gonna take you to On Two Wheels view and see what we're seeing.
There's just the tiniest little sliver left. Pretty legit. Really amazing experience to be able to see that. Oh my God, look at that. Whoa. That is incredible. Woo-hoo-hoo! Wow.
It's like a sunset in every direction.
I can't imagine that there's anyone out there that didn't know that the solar eclipse was happening, but if they didn't, they must be freaking out real hard right now.
I mean, it's super trippy. And there's light again.
So there is.
So weird.
All right, On Two Wheels. We got to see it. We got to see total eclipse on the path of totality in Wyoming. It's a pretty awesome way to kick off a road trip.
Yeah. First time in 40 years in the continental US or whatever. That's pretty cool.
We're hardly the only people to have come here, and we're hardly the only people who have to get out of here. So it's liable to be pretty chaotic.
Step 1, when departing a total solar eclipse, merge with a sea of fleeing tourist traffic.
Step 2, momentarily wonder if you're going in the right direction. I mean, where did everybody go?
Step 3, hit a huge wall of traffic and contemplate your insignificance in this world.
I did think at one point maybe everyone had come to Wyoming to see On Two Wheels with these two bikes, but now that no one's getting out of our way,
And based on the guy that yelled asshole at us when we tried to merge,
yeah, he's not happy.
no, everyone's really frustrated.
Yeah, so I will admit that people are probably here to see the eclipse instead of these two bikes and us. But in any case, we are stuck in traffic. On Two Wheels viewers, we hopefully will be free soon, because this is not the vision I had of cutting across the prairie on these sweet V-twin American motorcycles. So yeah, we're gonna slog it, maybe do a time lapse or two, and we'll pick you guys up when we're on the open road.
A little bit of a late start to the day on account of the late arrival at the hotel last night, but we are back on the road, and we're in some like remarkably different landscape. I mean, this is like a totally different environment.
Yeah, we went over Continental Divide last night, and I have to say, this morning, very different landscape, very deserty right away.
Now this is what we had in mind when we set off on this trip. Just a couple of friends, the wind in our faces, and the freedom of the open road in two awesome motorcycles.
After putting the bikes through their paces on the highway, we beelined for the mountains and some twisty roads, casually ignoring the storm clouds on the horizon.
No surprise, the storm clouds did not ignore us. Sure enough, we hit some rain. Or, more accurately, the rain hit us, and it stung.
What's a road trip without a little rain?
Yeah, it's kind of ironic that the only thing that we're wearing that's waterproof is our pants.
Yeah, not super smart.
Like, how often do you see waterproof jeans? We've got 2 pair of them. Nothing else is waterproof.
No waterproof boots, no waterproof jacket, no waterproof faces. Which raindrops at like 60 miles an hour turns out
Remarkably painful.
very painful. We're hoping to find some roadside attraction to let us kick back a little bit, and I think that's the promised land behind me. No more rain, fingers crossed.
As luck would have it, Utah delivered. Warm weather, clear skies, and just the sort of roadside attraction that a couple of V-twin cowboys like us were looking for.
A ghost town. And its informational ghost sign.
Not to mention some friendly locals,
Housekeeping.
some very plush accommodations, and of course, the quickest way to end an argument in the Old West.
10 paces, partner.
All right, yeah, let's hit the road, man. I landed on a rock. That hurts. Our next dot on the map was Las Vegas. But before we rolled into Sin City, we needed a quick pit stop to try to fix a never-ending problem.
These bad Melbergs are filthy from our road trip.
Yeah, 1,200 miles of road, grime, and mud. You can't even see the gleam and glisten on that metal flake paint, man. It's a shame.
Truth. I will say the Dark Horse arguably looks better.
It does. It looks pretty masculine with a little grime on it.
But the point is, if we're going to go stunting on the strip in Vegas tonight, we need these things to look crispy fresh.
Let's set them up.
Cheer!
Dude, it has been a hell of a day. I mean, we have logged a ton of miles. We've crossed state lines. We've done tourist stuff. We've been cold in the rain. We've been freaking hot as hell in the desert. Dude, this bike is cooking my thighs. I've had a good time, but I am ready to get off of this thing.
Yep, this is the point in every road trip where you're ready to be off the motorcycle, and these two bikes are no exception. But we're staying in Vegas tonight, man. You gotta cruise down the strip, especially on bikes like these, right?
It's a pretty iconic experience. American v Twins on the Las Vegas Strip.
Yeah,
It's pretty rad.
totally. And these bikes are high on style. I think we can agree.
Yeah, they're made for strutting. They're made for posturing. They're made for cruising like this and having people look at you and thinking you look cool.
That's right. I wore my extra cool glasses just for the occasion. I do think of the two, I like the way the Harley looks better. I like the Batwing fairing. I like the shape of the saddlebags. It's just very rakish. It's just a really handsome motorcycle.
Yeah, it's nice, you know, if you're satisfied with the 107 cubic inches.
I will say, while we're on the subject of style, I like the Indian engine. It really looks nice. It's super, super classic.
It's the centerpiece of the bike, and it is bigger at 111 cubic inches.
Yeah, it's bigger.
Therefore, it is better. And this bike it's a little bit more swoopy. It's a little more aerodynamic. Does not have passenger accommodations. Dark Horse does ride alone.
Dark Horse rides alone.
And it's all blacked out, man. I got electric windscreen. I got electric locking saddlebags. This bike's got a lot of features.
Yeah, I got to use a key to lock my saddlebags like a sucker.
Like a sucker. But
It's
I mean,
a real bummer.
all those features come at a price. This thing is $24,000.
24 grand?
24.
That's amazing. Do you know why that's amazing? Because this bike is $29,000.
Why?
$2,000 for the paint. But even without the paint, if you get it in black, it's still $3,000 more than your bike.
Well, that paint is stunning, but $3,000
Yeah.
is a big delta. You know what you could do with $3,000 in a city like Vegas?
Ooh, that's a dangerous question.
You can buy 136 of these super alcoholic, super large daiquiris, or you could get one soft serve ice cream cone every day for the next 7 years. And being Las Vegas, you could also get a lot more, if you know what I mean. But it's a family show, so we're gonna keep it clean. I think that's safe. Yeah, it is Las Vegas, the city never sleeps. But we rode about 450 miles today, and it's 3 a.m., so we're gonna kill these things and then get some rest ourselves.
Nobody likes the trip from Vegas to Los Angeles. It's famous for being boring, dry, and littered with broken dreams.
But this last stretch of open road did give us the time to reflect on the bikes, the journey, and the relationship between the two.
Here's the thing. We could have ridden bikes that were more comfortable. They could have been cheaper. And they probably would have been lighter.
But there's also something special and intangible about riding American motorcycles across America.
It's like eating sushi in Tokyo,
Driving a Ferrari in Tuscany,
or being polite in Canada.
crossing the Wild West on any other bikes just would not have been the same.
Whoop,
This is
whoop,
where
whoop.
I'm parking.
Dude, parking these things is definitely the hardest part of riding them.
Yeah.
It's when they start to feel real heavy.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, shoot, man. We did it. All the way from Cass, Wyoming, back home to the Pacific Ocean.
Almost all the way to the Pacific Ocean.
I'm going to touch the sand.
Okay. So that you know
I'm
that
going to
we
watch
did
you
it.
touch the sand.
Here I go.
There you go. Now you know you did it.
Yeah,
That was a excellent road trip.
I agree, my friend. Same time next eclipse, whenever that is.
Yeah, well, I'll see you in a decade.
Yeah. You'll also see me tomorrow.
Yeah, it's true. See you at the office.
Yeah.
It's that rumble. These people probably think there's a thunderstorm coming.
You want to rehearse? We were just going to wing it.
These bad hogs are praying for a spray-in.
These bad mother truckers are filthy. These bad Nellies are filthy.
Okay, that's like how I talk.
No, we have to be better.
I know. It's always like, he's like, you used a weird word. And you're like, I know, I use weird words. Okay.
Really start to notice that these things are air-cooled when you start moving this slow. Trying to think of good things to say at the moment. And my testicles have been basting in sweat for 6 hours. I got the sweatiest grundle in Vegas. There's no doubt about it.
I think there might be some doubt about it. I think there might be a certain individual who's been also sitting on hogs all day.
With an equally sweaty grundle, we're grundle buddies. It smells like something's on fire.
God, it's hot. It's hot.
It's so hot.
I'm getting off.
He's getting off his bike, folks, because it's hot.
It's so hot.
They keep telling us that they're making it run cooler. It's a lie.